It's my pleasure to welcome you to Stay on Track, a webinar for self-employed contributors. Our presenter for today is Mr. Garth Evans, self-employed portfolio manager in NHD's compliance department. Mr. Evans will be telling us about how NHD self-employed persons can stay on track. He'll be telling us how to become NHD self-employed contributors, why we should contribute, and very importantly, how we benefit by contributing. We will be answering questions at the end of this presentation. So I invite you to post your questions in the chat or comments section. If you sent in your queries when you registered, we will also address those questions in that segment. From time to time, you will see a request to complete a brief poll. Please do so we know how best we can serve you. So Garth, it's over to you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you, Orlando. Good afternoon, all. Orlando said it, but just for a reminder, my name is Garth Evans, compliance manager at the NHD, with the main responsibility of managing the NHD's self-employed portfolio for Kingston and St. Andrew. I can actually be found at the NHD compliance department in Kingston, which is recently located, recently as in within the last 6 months, located at 13 Caledonia Avenue, that's in Crossroads, on the Housing Agency of Jamaica building.
All right.
That's right. The NHD has moved its Kingston compliance department from the head office, which is in New Kingston near Emancipation Park, and we're now at the HAJ complex. Okay, now that you know where to find me, let's get into the meat of the matter.
Yes, Garth. So tell us.
All right, our focus is staying on track with your NHD contribution.
Right.
What will help you get on track or to stay on track? Two things: knowledge and action. So we're going to be looking at why you should contribute to the NHD, how to contribute, the benefits of your NHD contributions, and the consequences of non-compliance.
All right.
These are the areas we're going to be shedding some light on within this webinar. So let's start with why.
Yes, that's a very interesting question, Garth. Why should I be contributing to the NHD?
All right. If you're earning at least minimum wage, the law requires that you contribute to the NHD. Currently, minimum wage is $7,000 a week. But this law does carry some benefits.
All right.
It's not very often that we find laws that carry benefits.
Not very often at all.
Yes, according to the NHD Act, if you earn minimum wage or more and are between the ages of 18 and 65, you must contribute to the NHD. Another reason to contribute is the benefits, but we're going to put that aside for right now. We're going to come back to it, but promise you.
It sounds like you have a lot of benefits in store for us.
Definitely. Firstly, who should contribute as a self-employed person? Just so that we're on the same track. We want to explain why and who should contribute as a self-employed person. Apart from persons who clearly have a business,
right,
and are working for themselves, there are some other persons who fall in this category. Apart from having a business, you may be contracted to work with an individual. You may be employed, like myself,
like most of us are,
and have a little side hustle. We do a little thing, we farm, we do some dressmaking, we have a little taxi on the road. If you are a director of a company and you get director's emoluments, or if you are a gardener, helper, those persons. Now, the beauty is that the NHD Act makes some allowance for these persons, as in gardeners and helpers. So just to kind of a catch-all phrase then. What we're saying is that any trade or business that you're doing, once you get a profit from it, you have a liability to NHT. It could be having a house that you rent. Some of us don't believe that we should contribute to so out of that, but that is an income that you're earning. All right, so the next thing would be, how much do we contribute?
And this, I'm sure a lot of persons want to know, how much should you contribute from your income?
Exactly. As a self-employed individual, you're expected to contribute 3% of your statutory income. That is basically the income after you've taken out your expenses, and also additionally your NIS contribution, and most importantly, or well, maybe something that some people would not know, that there is allowance for contributions to an approved pension scheme. So after you take out those expenses, what's left? 3% of that is what you should be contributing to the NHC.
3%.
3%.
Only 3%.
So just 3%. Now, just to give you an example, a weekly income of minimum wage, $7,000. Your monthly contribution to the NHG works out to be $910.
$910, God?
Yes. We also would, well, because of how these contributions are paid on a quarterly basis, every 3 months, what it is that you'd be paying $2,730. If you're earning, say, $10,000 a week, it works out to $3,900 for the quarter.
Well, that sounds very manageable, man.
Exactly. Exactly so. $15,000 a week, $5,850 is what it works out to. Now, we did say that certain categories, the helpers and gardeners, and also this will include persons who are working in embassies and so forth. They have a special allowance that they contribute 2% of their statutory income.
Okay.
All right. Now, just to kind of give you an idea of what that would look like, we're looking at a weekly income of, say, $7,000 a week. At 2%, that's $607.
$607.
$607 per month.
Per month.
Per quarter, it works out to $1,820. If the income is a bit higher, let's say $10,000 a week, you would be paying $2,600 for the quarter. So as you can see at this point, I think it's a manageable figure.
And it sounds
And when we look at,
doable.
when we get back to looking at the benefits, we'll see what you get for doing that.
I will remember those figures that you quoted, God.
All right,
Tell
then.
the benefits that I can get.
All right. Well, basically at this point, the NHT has been assisting persons for over 45 years in terms of getting a home. And the Blackwood family is one of those, one of our success stories, if you want to call it that. Let's have a look at their story.
Last year, my husband and I were seriously looking for a house to buy. We searched the Gleaner, we searched every website, we searched the NHD website, and we didn't have any savings. And we have a loan obligation, and being pregnant at the time, we were very nervous.
We actually had to wait until we found something in our price range, and we got the NAC checklist. It actually helped us a lot because they gave us all the things that we needed, the documents that we needed to take in, and they actually gave us access to our NHG contribution, which actually helped us to offset the deposit that we needed to down pay on the home. And when we got all our documents together, we got ready for the NHT loan
Interview, right. And when we spoke to the NHD officer at the end of the interview, she said, "Congratulations." We were excited, we were overjoyed, you know, we were relieved.
This is actually a testimony for us, and we like to encourage people that we know and you, telling others that they can become homeowners as well. I am Kashif Blackwood.
And I'm Latoya Sams Blackwood. And this is the way we chose to buy our house through the open market. Thank you.
Orlando, becoming an NHT contributor as a self-employed, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, register at the Tax Administration Jamaica.
First,
TAJ,
register at TAJ.
TAJ, our tax office, as we all know it,
Yes.
as a taxpayer. Step 1. Next step, complete and submit the S04A. Now that form is an estimate of what you expect to earn within a calendar year.
S04A.
Yes,
Where would I find that form, God?
that form is online. It's online at TAJ. You can pick it up online. And it's actually an e-fillable form. So basically, once you register and you get to the point of filling out the form,
Yeah.
you put in the income, everything else is calculated. You don't have the headache of doing the maths.
That sounds easy enough.
They don't have the headache of doing the maths. Now, we do this at the beginning of the year. Meaning, January 1, January 2,
Yeah.
the form is ready to be submitted. It becomes overdue after the 15th of March.
So form is available as early as January 1.
Unless there are a few glitches within the system, but yes.
Let's say January 2.
Let's say January 2. The form is available. You can fill it out, submit it. It does the calculation for you. It tells you how much you contribute. Contributions are paid on a quarterly basis. Quarterly basis.
So for
They are
self-employed persons.
4 times for the year.
Nice.
15th of March, 15th of June, 15th of September, and the 15th of December. So 4 times for the year.
That sounds easy, guys.
All right?
That sounds easy.
So you do that 15th of March, before the 15th of March, you're good. At the end of the year, you will now be able, you're not estimating anymore.
Right.
At the end of the year, you know exactly how much you
made.
earn. Now, at this point in time, you would file the S04. So the A is the estimate, the source of 4.
So
the 4, the only 4
S04A is the one you do at the beginning of the year.
Right.
And S04 is the one you do at the end of the year.
Quite so.
All right.
Quite so.
I catch you, God.
Again, there's a grace period. So that form does not become overdue until the 15th of March. So for example, 2021, in January, we file a S04A. With our estimate, it tells us how much we should pay each quarter.
Right.
We go ahead, we do our payments. At the end of the year, let's say we started out at assuming that we were going to make $1 million.
Right.
But the year turned it out good, and we made 1.4 at the end of the year. Based on the amount we would have put in initially in the SO4A,
Yeah.
we would have been making our quarterly payments. At the end of the year, we found out that we made a little bit more, so we just paid the balance.
Okay.
So at the end of the year, once we've done all of that, stick with the schedules, we're good.
We're on track.
Good. We're on track.
Nice.
We're on track. So that's basically what you do. So as we say, 1, 2, 3, register, file, pay. 1, 2, 3.
Register, file, pay. As easy as 1, 2, 3. That sounds easy, God. I like
Just
that.
as easy as 1, 2, 3, just like that. So it is, what has happened though is that with these SO4 and SO4A forms, or well, it's actually 04. I'm slipping into my jargon here, but that's not good. It's the SO4A, S04A, and the S04. These forms basically came about in 2015 or thereabout, basically because of an amalgamation of all the statutory, but statutories. The government thought it was easier
Mhm.
for us to just do one step, and
Yes.
every statutory body would be getting their amount. So I'll, just like with filling out the SO4A, the NHT is calculated like magic. The NIS is calculated. The education tax
Everything is calculated.
The income tax is calculated.
That sounds nice
all
and
right.
simple.
And just to bring it out here, not to be selfish, the income tax, just to bring out all of the statutaries. The income tax, as you know, there is a threshold, currently at $1.5 million. At this stage, we pay 0% for your income tax. So you basically pay nothing.
Nothing.
Above that, currently in Jamaica, above that, on income up to $6 million, you're required to pay 25%.
Okay.
Income in excess of $6 million attracts income tax at a rate of 30%.
So that's everything over the 6 million.
Anything over $6 million.
Right.
Education tax for the self-employed person is calculated at a rate of 2.25%. NIS is calculated at a rate of 6%.
Mhm.
So your quarterly payments, as we stated before, March, June, September, December, everything becomes, everything needs to be paid. Your NHT, NIS, education tax, and income tax.
All the statutory.
All your statutories. You would make your payments, and then you would be staying on track.
Nice.
Now, maybe we need to get a first-hand look at what the benefits might be of contributing to the NHT.
This is something
Which
I am
think this is
sure
where
so many
everybody-
persons want to hear the benefits of staying on track with your NHT contributions. God, I can't wait. Tell me some more.
All right. The first one I would want to point us to is our housing benefit. Staying local, staying within our system. NHT contribution is like a partner plan. All right? You put in something, you can get something out. You get something out. As you know, our business is to help contributors to buy, build, or improve their house by providing them with low interest loans
Right.
and offering them houses and or land to buy. All right? Our interest rates start at 0%.
0%.
Yes.
You said 0% of our
0%. No other institution in Jamaica will lend you money for 30 to 40 years and not collect a dime in interest.
God said 0%.
Yes, sir. Believe it. Believe it. 0%. So we do that.
Wow.
We do that. If you're earning up to $30,000 a week, you can, and once you have contributed for at least 52 weeks, you can get an interest rate, you can get a mortgage at an interest rate of 0%.
So making contributions for 52 weeks, I am able to get a mortgage at 0%.
Once your earnings is below,
Once I'm earning below $30,000 a week.
and added to that, no matter how high your earning is, our highest interest rate is 4%.
That is outstanding. God, I am fascinated. I'm excited about this that you're telling me. Simply by staying on track with my NHT contributions, I am able to access a mortgage at a maximum of 4%.
4%. No other institution does that. No other institution. You can't beat us. So even if the law never requires us to contribute to the NHT, it makes good sense.
It makes perfect sense.
It makes good sense. This is probably a good time for us to have a look at one of our newest housing solutions.
Mhm.
one of the newest housing solutions provided by the NHT. We'll have a short clip as to what that looks like.
You've always dreamed of a home where all the places you want to be and the things you want to see are within reach. Where restaurants, shopping, entertainment, places of worship, and quality educational institutions are almost a stone's throw away. And yet, if you choose to, you can live sequestered from the hustle and bustle of it all, in a space designed for modern living and convenience. Now, realize your dream at Ruthven Towers. Conveniently located on Ruthven Road near the Central Business District of New Kingston, this multi-story housing complex is being constructed in 2 phases. Phase 1. Here, convenience and modernity are paramount, hence the gated entranceway and ample underground parking. The ground floor with meeting rooms is your bridge between private and public spaces. Ruthven Towers offers a choice of spacious 1-bed, 1-bath or 2-bed, 2-bath apartments, each with open concept kitchen, living and dining areas for ease of movement and a sense of space. Apartments features seamless countertops and modern cabinetry. On upper floors, tempered glass doors glide to a bird's eye view of the city, while lower floor patios present lush vegetation on common areas. In Phase 2, the NHT will introduce additional apartments, select shops, a swimming pool, tennis and multi-purpose courts, and a gym, making Ruthven Towers the complete living experience. For more information, visit www.nht.gov.jm. Ruthven Towers, for modern living and convenience.
Another benefit. So we can give you a housing benefit.
Yes.
Another benefit. Contribution refunds. Every cent that you contribute, every cent of your contribution to the NHT in any given year comes back to you in the 8th year after.
But hold on, Gert. Hold on. You are telling me that after I have made this contribution to the NHT, 7 years down the line, I can get back this money?
Every single cent.
So does this mean that I cannot access a loan?
No. That has nothing to do with your accessing of a loan.
So even if I access a loan, I can still get back this money?
Yes, you get it back. Now, what happens is this. The only thing is that in the case of somebody who has gotten a loan, you may not get back that money in your hand. That money may be put to your mortgage as a principal payment. So it actually helps you to pay down
the mortgage
a bit faster. Exactly.
That sounds good.
What we're saying here now, just to put everything into perspective, 2013, we contributed to the NHT.
Yes.
2021, everything that we contributed for 2013 is available to you with a little something extra.
With a little, God,
With a little something
what
extra.
you're saying, man,
Yes.
that is great news.
Yes.
But
yes.
it makes so much sense to stay on track with your NHT contributions. The benefits are so many. They are so great.
I'm not finished yet, you know.
You still have more?
I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished yet. You're looking to buy a house
Yes.
and you're coming up short on the deposit.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we said we keep the money for 7 years. And we
Right.
get it back.
Right.
You see that money that you have there for the 7 years?
Yes.
We can actually give you that money towards the deposit on the house.
Almost like a prepayment or early partner draw.
All right. We can give you that money as assistance for the deposit on the house. So let's say, for example, you have on average $50,000 a year.
Yes.
That's like $350,000 that we can give to that you can use towards paying down on the house.
That makes a whole lot of sense, God. That makes a whole lot of sense. This is good news.
All right. So basically, looking back at remember we had this table where we were giving you some examples of what the contributions were,
Yes.
right? Remember we said somebody at like a domestic helper working minimum wage at paying at 2% would contribute $607,
Yes.
right? As it stands right now, what's that? About the price of 3 potty?
Yeah, about that.
You add that money up over the months, the amount that you contribute, so in foregoing those 3 potty every month, that money adds up, and 7 years later, you get back that money with a little interest. We don't just give you back the source of money.
That sounds
We
good.
put a little interest on it.
That is absolutely good. That's
It
good news coming from the
not be a
NHT.
fortune. It may not be a fortune, but it is some
But
savings.
God, in today's times, as they would say, every mickle make a muckle.
And I
So that's
can tell
good
you,
news for NHT contributors.
I can tell you from experience, by the time it hits December, almost everybody seeing me on the road, them asking which contribution refund available next year. So we have some people who look forward to that
this
little
refund.
extra money come the beginning of the year. All right. Another benefit.
There's more.
Yeah, man. Remember I said to you that all of this with the S04 that came about in about 2015 with the amalgamation of the statutories.
Right.
Now, basically what's happening now is that the government is pretty much kind of able to keep track of you. But what it means is that to do business,
Yes.
you need what is called a tax compliance certificate.
So they call it TCC.
Yes, man.
Right. I've heard that. I've
TCC.
heard that.
You need that to do business, right? You're in business. Most of you in business. We're moving into a cashless society.
Yes.
So a lot of persons want to get the swipe card. So I can come in and pay with my debit card.
Yes.
For the bank to give you one of those machines, they want to know that you're tax compliant.
Oh,
If you're on track, getting a TCC is
it's as
easy.
easy as 1, 2, 3.
The only time you have a problem is if you're not
on
track.
track.
Then somebody going to hound you for the money.
So you stay on track with your payments,
Yes.
and you're able to access so many benefits. One
Just like
includes
that.
getting one of those cardless machines that you can spruce up your business, make things a lot
Exactly.
easier to collect.
All right. You're doing your little business and you reach to the stage where you say you want to import your own stuff.
Yes.
When you go customs to clear, you
need a
tax-
TCC
you need a
as well.
TCC. All right. If you want a loan from the bank,
Mhm.
the bank want to know that you're tax compliant. So at the end of the day, staying on track, these things are a breeze. There is no issue, no problem getting them. As a matter of fact, the TAJ is moving to the stage where these things are becoming more automatic, right?
Okay.
As it is now, you kind of tend to have to visit each of the bodies to get a letter, a clearance
Right.
letter. But in the near future, that will be a thing of the
You
past.
stay at your home from the comforts of your home and you press a button and there it is.
You do everything. You do everything. Now, after telling you all of that good news, there is a bit of a downside.
What is this now,
Basically,
God?
now I
Tell
need to
us.
tell you what happened to you when you don't stay on track.
All right.
Firstly, if you don't file those forms, the S04, the S04A, if you don't file them on time, remember, we give you from January to March, to the middle of March, to file it. If you don't file it on time, it attracts a penalty.
A penalty.
Yes. I might say a hefty penalty, but it attracts a penalty.
So how much is this penalty you're talking about now, God?
It attracts a penalty of $5,000 per month late.
$5,000 per month late.
Yeah.
So earlier you said all I had to do was make contributions of about $800 and something per
Month.
month. The price
If you're earning
in a
minimum
certain
wage, yeah.
category, the price of 3 party. But if I don't make these payments, there's a penalty of $5,000 per month.
which is a whole lot of profit.
I think it makes sense for me to stay on track.
Exactly.
I think it makes a whole lot of sense for me
Now
to stay
that
on
is
track.
for filing. Remember we said you had payment dates 4 times for the year.
Right.
If you're late on your payment attracts interest at 20%.
Wow.
So in a sense, you are supposed to pay on the 15th of March. By the 16th of March, it starts attracting interest.
God, sometimes we get busy and we don't remember to make our payments on time. If I want to make one payment for the year, can I do that?
Of course you can. Of course you can. You can, if you are in a position to do so, you can pay all of the money at the beginning of the year. And then you don't have to worry about it.
No penalties?
No, you don't have to worry about anything until at the end of the year when you file your S04. And if there's a difference that you need to pay. But apart from that, you have it out of the way. It's just so easy. There's no reason for you not to do it.
That would make sense.
It's just so easy. So at this point in time, I'd actually like to urge all of you who started to contribute and have fallen off to get back on track. We are willing to help you in doing so, right? Simply email us. Email address compliance@nht.gov.jm.
Say that again for them to hear, God, because I want everybody to hear this so that they can be compliant. Compliance@nht.gov.jm. If you're contributing for the first time, then I'll encourage you to click the link that should be up on your screen. My colleagues will be putting that up. And as a matter of fact, if they have not done so yet, I'm going to ask them to do so right now. Put that link up so that you can get in the know. You can get everything done. Because the reality is we're a compliance department. We don't want to be seen as just a punitive department. Right.
We're here to help you. We want to help you to get on track, stay on track, and enjoy the benefits of the NHT.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
So if you have any queries whatsoever, don't hesitate to send us that email. We're in a pandemic, so I'm encouraging you to go that route.
Yes.
But if you are so inclined, visit any one of our business offices. We have a compliance department at every one of our locations island-wide. Remember now, you can find me, if you want to find me, Crossroads, HAJ building.
You're in Crossroads at the HAJ
That's
building.
me. But there are capable managers all across the island.
And I think there's an NHT office in every parish.
No, not quite every parish, but I don't think you'll pass 2 parishes without finding
that is good. That is good enough for me, God.
I don't think
that is good enough for me.
I don't think you'll find 2 parishes. Because I mean, you leave out of Kingston, there's one in St. Catherine. There's one in Clarendon. And so on and so on. But you don't go through 2 parishes.
You don't have to go too far to find an NHT office to make your NHT contributions, and you're able to, if you are not yet on track, you're able to get on track. And if you're on track, you're able to stay on track.
Okay. All right. Well, guess what now, Alan? I think I have said a mouthful.
God, you have said quite a bit, and I'm sure everyone who is in the hearing of what you have said is excited about the possibilities of making your NHT contribution. God, we thank you. We thank you for taking the time out to do this presentation. And I'm reminding everyone there's a poll at the end of our presentation. There's a poll and we're asking to take time out to answer the questions on the poll so that we are able to better serve you as our contributors. So God,
Mhm.
and if you have registered and you have sent us your queries, we will also be fielding those questions. So please stay online, stay on track, complete the poll, and we'll be able to assist you better. An officer is available to respond to you for anything that you need to know once you stay online and click on the right buttons. God, I have some questions for you. So I'm a self-employed person. Can my previous contributions be used to acquire a loan, or do I still have to be at 52 weeks stated on your website?
Okay, Orlando. The reality of it is this. Whatever your status of contribution, your NHT contribution goes into one account.
Right.
So if you were employed
Yes.
and contributing for the past 10 years, and you just go into being self-employed, you would have already had 52 weeks.
Right.
So therefore, it's just another form of contribution.
Okay.
So you don't have a problem.
All right.
You don't have a problem.
All right. And I'm sure that's what a lot of persons want to hear. So if my business is not registered, can I still contribute?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You're self-employed. You're earning something, and you want to be staying on track.
Right.
So you are earning,
Yes.
making a profit.
Yes.
You have a statutory income. The law says you should contribute.
Yes.
And as I said, whether you've registered the business or not,
Mhm.
go ahead.
All right. That sounds good. So can I pay my NHT contribution at NHT
Mhm.
office instead of at the tax office?
Unfortunately, no. Because as stated before, with that whole amalgamation and with
Yes.
filing the S04, S04A,
Yes.
the contributions need to go to one central location.
Yes.
For accountability. Because when you file these forms, you establish a liability.
Yes.
You don't want to be paying. When you're paying, you want to be paying down on that liability.
Right.
So the idea is that the money has to go where the form goes.
Okay. So for self-employed contributors, they make their payment at the TAJ's office.
Whether online or in line.
All right. So, God, I was rushing. So if I made an error in my rushing on my annual return, and as a result, interest and penalties were levied, how can I have these rolled back?
Okay. All right. That the system is designed
Mhm.
to ensure that we're accurate. So the reality is, so for example, then let's put
Yes.
it this way. Let me put it another way. As you said, you're rushing, you filed,
Made
you
an
made
error.
some mistakes.
Yes.
Then what you would need to do is to file an amended return. Now that amended return basically will,
Mhm.
in layman's term, will kick out the one that's there,
Mhm.
and this one will now take precedence.
So to correct the errors.
It corrects the errors. that
All
were
right,
made.
all right. So I'm glad that there is that avenue for correction, because oftentimes when we do these things, we make one or few errors.
Yeah.
So we don't want to be hiding after we make these errors. We want to know that
Exactly.
there's a way to make the corrections of all
Exactly.
the wrongs that we did, make them right.
Exactly.
That sounds good.
The system is not about punishing.
I'm glad you said that, God. So God, tell me something. What are the necessary documents I need to apply for a house as a self-employed person?
All right.
Because you just told me that I can get a loan at 0%.
Yes. To be honest with you, I think the best thing for me to tell you with regards to that I would direct you to the NHT website. We have an extensive farm sheet
Mhm.
of all the required documents. And the reality of it is this: going, get the document,
Yeah.
follow the document,
Yes.
it will help you. Because guess what? You come in with everything, your
Yes.
loan get processed faster.
All right. So,
They don't have to be sending you back.
right.
So go to visit the website, get the home buyers checklist.
So in these COVID times, you're telling me it makes sense for me to stay at home, go online, go to that checklist, and it will guide me as to what exactly I need to take in to get a
Right, so
benefit.
reducing the amount of contact you have with other persons.
And that in these,
Protecting yourself in
especially in
these
these times, that is very useful,
Quite
God. I
so.
like that.
Quite so.
God, tell me something. Can I apply for a personal NHT loan through my business?
A very good question there. I'm not sure exactly what that means in terms of a personal loan. If you're talking about using NHT funds to buy a car, definitely no.
So I can't use it to buy the taxi and put on the road.
No. We're about housing.
All right,
We're
that
about
makes
housing.
sense. I can't use it to restock my shop.
No, man. No. We're not about that. We're about providing housing, the keys to your home.
So NHT's main benefit, and it's a huge benefit at that, is providing housing opportunities for each and every one of its contributors.
Very much so.
That is
Very
good
much
news.
so.
Gots, you know, for some persons, if they already own a home and they never get an NHT loan before,
Mhm.
right? What amount can they get to buy another house?
All right. The philosophy behind the NHT was really to help first-time home owners.
Become home owners.
home owners.
Nice.
So if you bought a house without using your NHT benefit and you still own that house,
Yes.
then what the NHT can do for you is home improvement.
Oh, I see. So I cannot get a loan to buy a new house or another house, but I can get a loan should I decide to improve on the house that I have. No.
Quite so.
That sounds, but that in itself is a benefit. It's a
Exactly.
great benefit now. I don't have to be
Exactly.
wondering where the money is coming from to change out those things in the kitchen or to do that little addition for the washroom at the back.
Quite so.
That is good news, God. So if I have closed my business because of the pandemic, God, and the pandemic has impacted so many persons, how can the trust help me with my outstanding contributions?
I guess that's where people like myself come in.
You are the man, God. Tell us.
Visit or send an email to the compliance, to the mailbox that I gave you before. And we are very much willing to discuss with you arrangements
Yes.
that hopefully are comfortable for you to liquidate these balances over a period of time.
All right. So I don't have to be in hiding.
I don't want you to be in hiding.
You're saying to me, visit the NHT, go online, have a conversation, start with a conversation, and you, between the two of us, you and the NHT, you will tailor a solution to help these persons through whatever difficult situation they are experiencing as a result of the pandemic.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
I like that. The
That is
MHE,
exactly what
that
I'm
sounds
saying.
like a family. That sounds like the NHE cares about its contributors. They're not just there to collect, but they want to ensure that while collecting, they're assisting each and every person along the way to stay on track with their contributions, stay on track with their requests or the requirements to own a home and stay on track with their lives.
Quite so, Orlando. Caring is one of our core values.
Caring is one of the core values of the
Caring
NHT.
is one of our core
Indeed it
values.
is. Indeed it is. God, I have credit balances from previous years. How can I apply the credit?
Again,
Yeah.
engage us.
Talk to you.
Talk to us.
Talk to the NHT.
Talk to us. We can do things like that. We can move. In essence, the reality is that you come into me,
Yes.
you have a credit.
Mhm.
Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the necessary work to establish that the credit is genuine.
Right.
Once that has been established, we can always move it.
We can always have a conversation
We
and we
can
know
always-
which direction we are going.
Exactly.
That sounds
We don't have to
fascinating,
worry
God.
about it. I mean, sometimes we create problems for ourselves by not wanting to talk.
Problems that don't
Engage
even
us.
exist.
Engage us.
God, I have another question for you. Can I get a mortgage to build a house on a commercial property?
NHT is, remember, yes, we're a family, but we're a law-abiding family. We're a law-abiding
That
family.
sounds like you tell me I cannot build a house on
Well-
a plaza on a God.
But it's not zoned for residents.
It's not zoned for residential properties.
Yes, so we're law-abiding.
So we
We
follow the
want to
zoning
help
laws.
you, and we also want to help you in the right and proper way.
All right. So in short, the NHC will not give you a loan to build on a commercial property. God, it has been an engaging conversation with you. We thank you for taking the time out to talk to us about staying on track with your NHE contributions. And I'm reminding everyone, if you have not yet completed the poll, please do so. Please remember to do so before you leave this session. Remember, it is important for you to complete this poll so that the NHT knows how best they can help you. If you need to get in contact with a compliance officer, please make a request to do so. And Gart or one of his able team members will be more than willing to assist in the process.
Quite so.
Remember, send an email. Gart, remind us of that email address.
The email address again, compliance@nht.gov.jm.
compliance@nht.gov.jm. God, we thank you once again. And on behalf of the entire NHT, the entire compliance team, and the National Housing Trust, we thank you for taking the time out to join us. We hope that your questions were answered, and if they were not, please feel free to contact any one of the NHT offices. Send us your queries so that we can know how best we can serve you. Thank you, and have a great day.
As a self-employed person and a business owner, paying my NHT is one of my main priorities. Throughout this rough time of this pandemic, it has been very difficult for most of us to pay our NHT fund. But I would encourage you to take the time out to put aside as you work to pay your NHT contribution, because the fact that a house is one of my main priority, I make sure that I put aside the money monthly. My name is Anastasia Ricky from First Lady Beauty Salon. Stay on track with your NHT contribution.
When you're self-employed like myself, you need to make a special effort to pay your NHT mortgage on time every month. Sometimes you may face with temptation of spending it on something else, but what I do, I set up a standing order at my financial institution, therefore the money goes directly from my bank to the NHT. If I can do it, so can you.
My name is Norman Grant. I'm a vendor. I buy and sell pastry. I do fishing also, and I run taxi. That's how I survive and live. I'm a proud self-employed contributor of the NHT. A lot of people have been talking about it not worth it and it not work out. It's not true. I find NHE staff to be comfortable dealing with. It is a joy to me owning my own. If you see, well, me have a key in my hand and I open my door, I go in. It was really exciting.
For more information on becoming a self-employed contributor, visit our website at nht.gov.jm.